Hello friends, welcome to VISHNU IS. This is Rajkumar. If you have seen the yesterday's newspaper, there is an article with the name this new NCERT textbooks for class 7th. So this is very important with respect to the exam perspective because this is coming just before the prelims exam. So there may be a question based on this in the upcoming prelims exam. If not in the upcoming prelims exam, so mains exam there we can expect a very good question on this. So make sure to understand the topic in a clear cut way. So let's get into the topic. So based on this National Education Policy 2020, based on National Education Policy 2020, so NCERT introduced a new textbook aligned with National Education Policy 2020 just to focus more on these traditional games and cultural activities so that we can feel pride on our own culture and games. So that is the thing, and the textbook titled as Khel Yatra. So based on this textbook name itself, you would have got to know ki, so there is a physical activity based games and cultural activities based games will be introduced, and the book is called Khel Yatra for physical education and well-being of the children, because the physical health is important, at the same time mental health, right? So based on that, the Khel Yatra book has been introduced by NCERT under class 7. So the textbook aims to build physical health, teamwork and cultural awareness among the students. So first chapter of this textbook will be foundational basis of physical education and well-being. First chapter is this. Under this chapter, 3 games have been introduced, 3 traditional games. First one is Ghorpadachi Sheput. This is actually a Maharashtra based game. So this we call it as Lizard's Tail. Lizard's Tail, based on this you would have understood now. So the team players, like there will be 2 team players and every team will be holding the waist of the other person. So the chain kind of thing. So the head leader, we call him as head. The head has to catch the tail of the other team so that he can get a point and the other team will be out. That's the motto of this particular game. Okay, team based chase game. So the team has to chase each other. The head has to catch the tail of the other team. So and at the same time he has to save his team from catching by the other team. Okay. So head tags opponent's tail. This is linked to Tanaji Malsure, who used to monitor lizard to scale Sinhagad Fort. Who is this Tanaji? Tanaji is the commander of the Shivaji. So he used to use this lizard kind of this. He used to use the lizard's tail to get into the Sinhagad Fort. Okay. Next game is Gidada Gudkavan. Gidada Gudkavan. It's like hawk and chickens. So hawk is catching the chickens. That is the game. It is also from Maharashtra. Mimics a hawk chasing the chickens. It promotes agility, teamwork and strategy so that he should not catch by the other person. Popular in the rural areas. Hope you got the point. So the lines, boxes will be there and the person has to catch other person and the other person has to save himself so that he cannot be catched by the other person. That is the game. Hawk and chickens game. The chasing game again. Next, Nalgura Lata. This is very much famous in both the Telugu states. So Nalgura Lata means there will be 4 boxes. 4 stones will be kept in the middle. And there will be a dinner, the person who has to catch other person, and every person who are there in the box has to get 1 stone out of it. Out of 4 stones, everyone has to get 1 stone. If not, if you don't have that particular stone, he is out. So he has to catch the other person in the next round of the game. So this we know it very well. So the players dodge a dinner while collecting the stones, enhances strategic movement and alertness in the game. So they should not catch by the dinner. So that's how they need to collect the stones. So everything is like chase and win game. Next we have chapter number 2. It's the chapter number 2 name is physical and motor fitness. Based on the fitness part, it lists 4 more traditional games in chapter number 2. First one is Dhan Ki Bori. Dhan ante dhanyam in Telugu. So sack of grain. We need to piggyback. So we need to have that drain on our piggyback and run. It's called as piggyback racing kind of thing in pairs. So build strength and coordination. It's like fitness strength. So we need to carry the piggybacks on our back and we need to run. We need to chase. Next one, Atya Patya, also known as Dhariya Banda. This is also same. So tag game with crossing lines. It emphasizes agility and strategic movement. It is also like crossing the lines of the game. So we should not catch by the dinner while crossing the lines. Next game is Dapo Nyarka Sunam. Dapo Nyarka Sunam. It is from North. It is basically a wrestling game with the bamboo sticks. A wrestling game with the bamboo sticks. It teaches strength, technique and balance. Got my point, right? Next we have Madhu and Manu. It is also based on tag and run game in the team. Objective is to reach safety zones without being tagged, without being caught by the dinner or the other team players. We need to save ourselves from the opponent team. Okay? Next, chapter number 3 and 4, it's based on the sports fundamentals. Sports fundamentals on which sports? Badminton and football. Along with the traditional games, we need to have this kind of game so that we are like very much aware of the sports that are being organized by the India and in the Olympics as well. So that is called like sports fundamentals. So here we are covering the basics of badminton and football. Okay. Next, chapter 5 and 6 are based on traditional and holistic practices. Holistic practices, it is dedicated to kabaddi and yoga. Yoga includes like asana and pranayama things in the 5th and 6th chapters. Next we have the basics, like the major goals and values of this textbook is to promote physical activity among the students, inclusion, so that everyone, so if you see, even if you are in class also, only few people will be very much interested in sports and others are like not at all playing anything and they are simply sitting or reading something. So make sure we'll push everyone in the classroom to play something or the other game, so that along with their mental health, physical health is also very, very important. So inclusion of every person, every classmate in that particular class, and gender equality, so all games will be practiced and played by the girls as well along with the boys, and cultural rootedness. So we need to understand our culture. So that's NCERT have introduced the traditional games as well. Next we have vocational education textbook, Kaushal Bodh. In this Kaushal Bodh book, we have introduced students to practice puppetry and tie-dye fabric printing, gardening, along with that artificial intelligence, which is very, very important nowadays. So these are the things that are like very much included in the vocational educational textbook, the name Kaushal Bodh. What are these? Puppetry, tie-dye fabric printing, gardening, artificial intelligence. So if you see, what is the point of like adding this textbook in class 7 itself? One is to cultural revival. We need to revive our culture, because nowadays the students are very much focusing on the classrooms, textbooks, studies, higher studies, but they are like lagging with respect to the sports and along with the cultural sports, because like people are like in cities, people are like not even know what is like Nalgura Lata, right? Especially in Telugu states, we used to play a lot, but right now the students, the people don't know about this game. So we need to introduce them to our cultural revival thing. And then holistic development along with the physical, mental health and emotional health is also very much important. That's why we are NCERT introduced this particular thing. And value education. Along with textbooks, we need life values like teamwork, discipline, strategy and inclusivity. So in a particular team has to work in as a single person, so that they can play it well and they can win that particular game. So the inclusivity is important, so that everyone will be on the same line. Strategy is important to defeat the other opponent, and discipline is important so that they can crack that particular game, and teamwork is very, very important. Next, alignment with National Education Policy 2020. So it reflects the core vision of the national education policy to make education more experiential, rooted and learner centric. ठीक है? Next, skill building. So we have seen this vocational training, vocational book called Koshal Bodh. The point is to make them like skill building kind of thing, like vocational elements like puppetry, AI and gardening, promotes creativity and hands-on experience and skills. Physical fitness with purpose. Games focus on fitnesses like making students culturally aware and mentally engaged. Next we have identity and pride. Students will get to know their cultural roots, old traditional games, so that they'll feel pride of their own particular culture and their games. Next we have balanced curriculum. Blends traditional knowledge with modern sports and skills, offering a well-rounded educational experience. So we need to balance the curriculum along with the traditional sports, okay, and at the same time like lizard's tail, nalgura lata, and other than that we are teaching them very much the modern sports like football, badminton, so that they can balance both the traditional and modern sports along with their regular education. So that's it for today. So as I told in the initial remarks, like this is very, very important with respect to NCERT and with respect to UPSC prelims and mains exam as well. So please go through this very thoroughly. Thank you very much, and please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. All the best.